you know.
Yeah.
So I can put out anything I want. People make movies on their phones now that get distributed.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And rewarded, you know. I mean, you couldn't have done that even 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You could have, but it was harder.
Yeah.
Now I could do it. I could put out a movie today. I could record a movie about a guy who's a voice actor drinking a glass of milk, walking around his house, looking at his chickens like I am, and his dogs while he's talking to you. And I could film it and, you know, sell it. You know, I wouldn't do that. My ex-wife said to me once, why don't you put out something? This would be really popular. Why don't you put out a thing that's just farts and giggles, and it's just farting sounds and people laughing? I'm like, yeah, okay. Very funny for about a minute and a half, and then I'm tired. I want a plot. I want motivation and characters. I want a story arc, the beginning, middle, and an end. And other than that, I don't even care if it's any good. You know, honestly, I just want to be told a story, and I like a good story in any genre that's told well, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't have this critical... I used to be more critical because that's what you're supposed to be, you know? You learn it in school, you have the critical eye. But I've learned to stop being critical, enjoy things for what they are, and because I work in all aspects of the industry, I see how hard people work. And even a movie that ends up being a terrible stinker of a bomb that you would never even be able to sit through, they worked very hard, and they thought they were doing their very best at the time. You know, so give them some credit. I'm criticizing. I call it the Leonard Maltin syndrome. You know,
yeah.
This is good, but it wasn't as good as the last one, you know, or whatever. And then he writes a book about it, and suddenly everybody believes it, and then you go on Facebook, and in that particular group for that movie star or that actor or whatever, Laurel and Hardy, whatever it is, then everyone repeats those same opinions as if they're their own now because, God, Leonard Maltin said it. But then, you know, you look at it, you go 20 years later, all of a sudden you have a different opinion of it because the culture changes, and suddenly a Laurel and Hardy movie that you thought was terrible, you look at it and you're like, oh, that's really actually a good movie. You know?
Yeah.
But those things can't happen if you only listen to other people, right? So I'm going to write my book, my memoirs, and it'll have some of this content in it. But it's going to be called The Voices in My Head by Joe Bev. Because all day long, there's a guy who's scared of everything named Ellison. He's in my head. He's telling me to be afraid, you know. He makes my heart race. But then Sergeant Lefty comes along and says, shut up, big baby. Get up and do it, man. Just get up and do it. Forget about what everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
And change your socks, for God's sake. Oh, you're so mean. You know, and I'm like, all right, guys, calm. Somewhere in the middle, I'm the voice of reason. You know, and it keeps me calm. So, you know, my wife left me. Every member of my family has passed away, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
For me, I've outlived them all. I'm like, you know, the Lone Ranger. I'm like the lone double aqua. But it's been hard. It's made it very hard. But because I have all these friends in my head, even, you know, Yogi Bear or Bugs Bunny or something, I can pull them out at any time. You know, if somebody looks like they're about to punch me, and I've had a few people that have threatened me, you know, I mean, they had a little too much to drink, or they're just mad at somebody, and I stepped in the wrong puddle. But instead of, you know, getting mad or getting upset with that person, I turn to them and I want to leave. I want to get away. So I might say, have some Murgatroyd, exit, stage left, or stage right, Ethan, and then shuffle off. And then the guy's like looking at me, either laughing or looking like quizzically, like doesn't know what to say. And suddenly the boots aren't clenched anymore, and maybe he's shaking his head and laughing. And I diffuse the situation.
Yeah.
You know, it's keeping me alive. You know, it really is. I've learned so much in the last few years because I had to grow up. I didn't have mommy to take care of me anymore in many ways. And I I made a bunch of mistakes because of it, and then suffered because of it. Because when you're taken care of most of your life by somebody, you always have resources at your command, and suddenly they're all ripped away from you very quickly. You either sink and something bad happens to you, or you stand firm and walk through it nice and calm and slow, or you hit it head on and then get a headache. So I'm like in between the middle. I've learned to flow down the river instead of trying to swim upstream.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with voice acting. It's philosophy, which, to be a good voice actor, I feel like calling it voice acting, naming and labeling things really limits us. And I have students, and when they say, I want to be a voice actor, I'm like, no, you don't. You want to be an actor. It's the same thing. You've got to use your body. And Dawes Butler taught me that Yogi Bear is a big animal. He's 8 feet tall. He's a bear. Hey! He's got a big diaphragm, And Boo Boo is a little guy. He's a little unsure of himself, so he's got a little voice, And all the, Wally Gator is a silly alligator with a big mouth. He's got a lot of teeth, So, you have to learn about the facial structure. I do another professor who has big jowls. He's a little guy with a big head. And so I hold my cheeks when I do it, and it makes my voice sound hollow. It's different. He said, I used to just do that voice like this without changing my facial structure. It's just a typical British voice, standard Queen's English, in my own voice with that dialect. But suddenly, if I hold my cheek, I'm doing exactly the same voice, but it comes out sounding like a cartoon professor. Yeah? Right? It's all about the structure of your body. And that changes your personality. So when, in real life, you apply it to real life. When you smile, you feel happy. When you frown, you feel sad and stressed without knowing it. When you hunch, you feel depressed. When you stand straight up, you feel, accomplished and ready to go. If you imagine or you act the part of a go-getter that's going to get up early in the morning, even if you have nothing to do, and get something accomplished, you just do it. I act all day long from the minute I get up in the morning.
Yeah.
In that sense. I mean, I think it was, I study actors all day long, and I love watching YouTube and seeing interviews, hour-long interviews with great people like Groucho Marx and Orson Welles, great geniuses, and Marlon Brando. And they're talking to Dick Cavett, who had a great show in the 60s and 70s. Interviewed these amazing people, John Lennon. But I remember watching recently, and it stuck with me, Marlon Brando, and he was saying that you're acting all the time. Acting is survival. You get up in the morning and pretend you want to get up and do something. You're acting. You tell yourself, I got to get up. I got to go to work. Got to fight the traffic, whatever it is. And you do it. So all of that goes into the voice acting. It ain't just reading. It isn't even just doing a voice. The voice, the dogs would be angry. You'd be like, there's not the voice. The voice is nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. It's the words, the meaning. And out of that comes the feeling, and out of the feeling comes the character and the inner reaction, the motivation. Yogi and Boo Boo loved each other, he said. Quick Draw McGraw and Baba Louie, they loved each other, I think. Well, we were sitting around here, and they were friends. There was no animosity. They relied on each other. And that relationship is in the tone of the voice and in the quality of the voices, as well as the rhythm of the jokes written by Mike Maltese and, shaped by Dawes Butler and Joe Barbera, the timing and the music and all of it put together. And then what the picture looks like, what the drawing. Like Quick Draw has a long neck.
Yeah.
Even for a horse, sound kind of like you're stretching the talk. You know, it makes you stretch your words. That voice is a play on a character actor that Dawes liked named Charlie Butterworth, who he eventually used as the model for Captain Crunch. And that went, hey, ladies, Captain Crunch. Here, Captain Crunch stays crunchy even in pickle juice. The down, sea dog. And you're sort of taking your upper teeth and you put them on your lower lip. And it makes you sound a little slurry, a little slow, like a little stupid. But you're happy, you're smiling, relaxed. He's a very relaxed guy.
Yeah.
Captain Crunch. He's eating a lot of sugar, so he's like half asleep. He took that and he brought it to Joe Barbera for this character, and Joe Barbera said, well, yeah, I like that, but I need something else, like a Western twang, like a Jerry Cooper kind of a tight mouth, doesn't open his mouth very much kind of guy. And so he took that kind of twang, and he mixed it with the Charlie Butterworth voice, and it becomes, howdy, I am quick on the draw, the fastest from the west, and don't you forget it. And those lines, Dawes is the one who stretches out those words, or picnic, and they become trademarks of the character, catchphrases, because of the actor, not just the writer. The writer writes it, and then suddenly, like I worked with Alan Reed Jr. to put out the audio book of Alan Reed, wrote and read his own biography in 1977, and his son completed it, and then I finished it, put it out with him. And in there he talks about, there's a great moment where Alan Reed explains that in the pilot, when they were recording that very first one, and it's the swimming pool scene, and he goes to dive into the water, it said on the storyboard, Yahoo! And he looked at Joe, he saw that, so over the course of the night, when he was trying to fall asleep, he was thinking, what else can I say, Yahoo, besides Yahoo? Dip-a-dip-a-doo, yada, yada. He was coming up with different things. And eventually he thought of yabba-dabba-doo. And he went in the next morning, he said, Joe, can I change this long Yahoo to yabba-dabba-doo? And go, sure, go ahead, like, it didn't matter. And that's the line. Right? Isn't that the line that makes the show?
Yeah.
It changes it from just a parody of the Honeymooners to suddenly you believe this is a different guy. This guy is a lot like Archie Bunker. He's a lot like your classic, Life of Riley. He's your classic bled hard guy. But Alan Reed makes him unique. And that's his own thing. He came up with it. But then we got Joe Barbera smart enough. I interviewed Joe Barbera extensively. And he explains this in detail as well, from his perspective. And he afterwards, he says, sure, go ahead. And then he says, sure, it tells you what a genius I am. Like he didn't know what he was doing. It's just like, sure, go ahead. It didn't matter to him. But that's the director giving the freedom to the actor to make choices.
Yeah.
Which is not often the case in corporate animation today. Because there's so much money at stake, and so many executives who are being paid when the artists, the actors, and the animators should be getting that money. Which is why I say go and do it as an independent on your own, you and or a bunch of friends, and get it going. I have a friend, Craig Marin, who does amazing puppet work. He's worked for Nickelodeon, Chuck McCann, and all kinds of people, and he's doing his own stuff, but he's not working as much as he could. And I say, if you want to do voices, go to people like him. You don't have to just animate. I've used puppets. Sergeant Lefty's got several videos on YouTube as a puppet.
Yeah.
Just quick animation. So just do it. Do it as audio theater if you want to, and put it out. Even, start short like I did. Start, 3 minutes, 7 minutes. Half hour,